My mom gave birth to me and they handed me a banh mi right away. It's a lifestyle. The girls that get it, get it. What's up everyone, my name is Tway and welcome to Making It Big, the show where I turn your favorite foods giant. Today, I have my friend Marco in the studio with me and I think he has a challenge up his sleeve, so let's see what he got.
Hey Tway.
What's up?
Well, I have something underneath here. You and I have done once before, but have not, made it big. I challenge you to make the mama dough banh mi.
Ooh. This is the Mama Dough banh mi. It's named after my mom, Mama Dough, because this is her recipe. The nam, the cured pork in here is hers. And it was a collaboration between Open Market and I. And we fed over how many people?
250? When we first did it, we were playing around with two ideas. And they were like, that tastes good, this tastes good, let's do this. And you're like, oh my gosh, like I have this recipe. My mom's, let me bring this in. The patois, as we called it when we first made it. That's a nice little key element. And we tried it and I was like, this is it.
And then we birthed the Mama Dough. This sandwich uses your pate. I'm gonna need a lot of your pate.
How much?
Like
10 quarts?
Yeah.
I'll make it happen.
Let's get started. I had to change into this shirt because this is the exclusive collab tee between Open Market and I. This is a collage of my mom. Had to wear it. Let's get started on the bread, which I'm really nervous about because I actually didn't make the bread for the collab. So the fact that I have to make a big giant one, we're gonna see. I'm gonna start off by blooming my yeast in the water right here. Give it a little stir, let that sit. 10.5 cups of flour. And this is only half. This is so much flour. And then salt it. You're gonna have to use a lot of salt. I'm gonna whisk this up. And then my starter. This have been starting since last night. It's just yeast, flour, and water. And then add the yeast. I don't specialize in bread making because that's just not what I do, okay? I had to take a bread making class in culinary school. There was one day where I made literally the most perfect baguette. I got a perfect score, so. And then after that, I never got another perfect score, but that's okay. I'm really glad that I didn't go to the gym today because I'm about to get a workout in. So the dough is getting under my nails and I'm kind of regretting the decision to have nails. It's a lifestyle. The girls that get it, get it. I was born in Vietnam. I don't really remember the first time I've had a banh mi. My mom gave birth to me and they handed me a banh mi right away. So she's looking gorgeous. Now I'm about to transfer this big boy into this bowl. I'm gonna grease it first. Okay, a little more grease, cover. And then now we're gonna let our dough baby take a nap for about 90 minutes. 90 minutes is the perfect nap time. Don't quote me on that though, I just saw it on the internet. And the baby has risen. Wow, it grew so much. This is so much dough. Okay, I gotta get the air bubbles out. But I have not made a bread this big. So I'm really kind of nervous about how this is going to turn out. I just don't know, but I am doing my best. Reminder, this is just half of the banh mi. All right, so now I'm going to fold it in the middle. Another roll. Oh, did you see that? I'm a bread maker. And then I'm gonna pinch it together. I just gotta transfer this into this baking tray. Look at this. I'm really proud of myself. I'm gonna spray and then cover it. And then I'm gonna let this baby take a nap for about 45 minutes. So far, so good because look at this. I am very, very proud of this. Now we're gonna make slashes. I'm not a bread maker, so don't judge me. 3, 2, 10 slashes, exactly. Now we go to the oven. In you go. Good luck. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy. Now, one of the component in the sandwich is pickled daikon and carrots. Pickled daikon and carrots is a classic Vietnamese pickle. You will see it literally everywhere. So I'm going to salt the veggies first. Now, salting the veggies for pickling is really important so it can release the liquids and that will make your pickle crunchy. Give this a toss. So the cuts on these veggies are a little bit bigger, well, a lot bigger than normal regular julienne cuts because we're making it to scale. This is making it big, so we're making it big. I'm gonna throw this in a strainer so when the water pools out from the veggies, it can just drop to the bottom of the bowl and it's not sitting in its own juices. Now we're gonna let this sit for like 5 minutes so the water can drain to the bottom of the bowl. I'm going to rinse this off in the sink so the veggies aren't too salty. I'm gonna transfer the veggies into this. And now I'm gonna make the pickling liquid. It's just vinegar, hot water. And I like to use hot water because I'm about to put in some sugar and that's really going to help dissolve the sugar. Our sugar right here. Whoa. And then a little bit of salt. Whisk this up. And then I'm just gonna pour it right into the veggies. And this can sit for 30 minutes. The longer it sits, the better it is. Cover it, let it sit. And now this is the star of the cured pork sausage. This is my mom's recipe, so it's very special to me. I never got to make it with her in the kitchen because she never let me in her kitchen, but she gave me the recipe. So I have some pork back fat. Why can't I say that? I have some boiling water and I'm going to add some pork back fat in. While we're waiting for this to cook, I want to introduce you guys to my little friend over here. Her name is Tiny Tway and she told me some really interesting facts about bánh mì. Did you know the word bánh mì translates to wheat bread? In Vietnam, we literally just use bánh mì as a way to describe bread. I'm not sure where the wheat bread is coming from, but I'll give Tiny Tway that one. This is now cooked and I'm going to transfer it onto a tray. Oh, the smell. Can't lie to you, I will never get used to this smell. I don't know. And then we're gonna cool this down to room temperature. So it's time to put this bad boy together. So this is the cooled pork back fat and I'm going to just add it into my food processor. Ooh, I like this thing. This is ground pork belly. I'm gonna add it straight into here. This is actually only a quarter of one batch for one patty. We are making 2 patties. And then I'm gonna move over here to my spices. I have some water and baking powder. Gonna mix this up. This is really going to help tenderize the meat. Add this right over the top. I have fish sauce, a little bit of salt. This is sugar, white pepper, and then this is pink curing salt. This is exactly my mom's recipe, just bigger. And we pulse. Come on. Okay, wait, I gotta, oh no. Okay, let's try to not break things. Wow. Okay, wait, it's really coming together. I have some shallots here. I'm gonna add into the mixture, some garlic. This is looking so good. I think my mom would be proud. And I am very happy with this mixture. Let's make this patty. This is actually 16 pounds of meat right here. So let's do it. And that's only 1. I'm not good at math. How much is 16 plus 16? 32. Oh man, this is so much meat. I honestly did not know what to expect when I was challenged to do this, and I didn't realize how, oh, there's more meat in here. I just can't wait to see it come together. So I'm gonna pop this in the oven and then I'm gonna start that process all over again because this is only the first patty. Oh. Okay, 16 pounds of meat in the oven for 1 hour. Now we're going to assemble the lemongrass chili oil aioli. This is my special lemongrass chili oil. I could literally eat this by the spoonful. It's so good. And now I'm going to add all of this mayo. This is the best mayo. And I'm going to add the whole bottle of the best mayo to ever exist in the world. So I'm just going to fold this in. Look at that color. This is so good. So for the pop-up, I also had to do a big batch of this aioli. I just feel like I'm reliving that day all over again. But it's cool because it was a really fun day. Now that's what good aioli sounds like. This is done. Now it's about time we get to assemble this sandwich. I'm so hyped. First, we need to cut the bread. All right, I have to really make sure that it's even all the way through. 3, 2. Wow, this looks so good. It smells good. I'm going to put the pate on the bottom, a very generous amount. Pate is very important. You need to have pate in a banh mi. If you don't have pate in a banh mi, I don't know if it's even considered a banh mi. I'm sorry. So pate, for those that don't know, it's basically seasoned liver that's blended down into really nice mousse-like consistency. We get to lay our meat on this nice bed of pate. I can't believe this is so much meat. I'm very happy with the char on this. This is perfect! Why are you so perfect? Now we move on to our aioli. I'm making sure every single crevice has some aioli. And then I sprinkle a little bit of crispy shallots on here. This is coming out better than I thought it would. I think I'm killing it. Then I'm going to put pickled daikon and carrots on top of the meat. We cut up 3 big English cucumbers for this. I feel like I'm dealing cards right now. I hope Marco is gonna like this. I spent a lot of time on this, so he better. That looks so cute. And over here, we have a special herb called Vietnamese coriander. This is called rau ram in Vietnamese, and it's very specific. It has just a distinct taste and smell to it that you just can't get it anywhere else. It doesn't even taste like regular coriander to begin with. It's kind of licoricey. And now I get to crown my sandwich. 3, 2, 1. That's the sandwich. This is actually only half of the sandwich. I have to do another one, and I'm really excited to see how this is going to turn out. Oh my gosh. I'm a bit overwhelmed right now because I knew it was gonna be big, but this is big. I can't wait to show Marco this because I don't even think he understands how big this is. Let's bring him back. Marco, hello.
Whoa!
Big.
Yeah, you did make it big. And then you made it into one patty?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, this is so big.
But does it look like the mama dough?
It does. It just looks gigantic.
So now the question is, does it taste like the mama dough?
Oh my gosh.
This is what you challenged me to do. This is my execution.
That is crazy. Cheers. I feel like I had to give you space. There it is.
That's a mama dough sandwich.
That's all I know.
You gotta go for it. Oh my gosh.
That's good. This is indeed a mama dough. I mean, if you take a look at it, you hit like all the spots. There's pate on the bottom. You got your chili oil bringing the heat. You got all those pickles. You got the meat. It's cooked really nicely. It's really good.
This has been very motivating because I really didn't think that I could do it, but I did it.
It's like you didn't like start off with being like, okay, I'm gonna make one sandwich bread. You're like, no, I'm gonna make the biggest sandwich bread that I could possibly do.
By looking at this sandwich, how many pounds of meat do you think this is?
10.
One patty is actually 16 pounds.
16 pounds?
Well, this has definitely been a journey, but a fun one. So thank you for the challenge. In the comments, let us know what we should make big next.
Did you use all the pate, by the way?
No, I didn't. That's for me.
That's for you, okay. So
Yes.
it was like 2 quarts for this, 8 quarts for
me.
myself.
Yeah. This looks like a big baguette, but it's not. It's a giant log of cookie. Hey, what's up? My name is Tway, and welcome to Making It Big, the show where we take your favorite foods and turn it giant, colossal, gargantuan. I have a very special guest today, and it just happens to be her birthday, so I really have to do a great job at whatever she challenges me to do. So let's give it up for the birthday girl. Welcome. What do I see in your hands?
Only one of my favorite childhood snacks, Pocky!
Interesting. These are actually like the opposite of big. They're like pretty small.
They're so small, yeah.
How big do we want this?
Humongous, like a lightsaber.
Flavor-wise, what flavors are we working with?
Chocolate, matcha, strawberry, and cookies and
These
cream.
are really good
Right?
flavors.
I got good taste.
Do you want me to pick one?
All of them.
Oh,
Your way, so you can do it. I am very excited. This will be the best birthday gift ever, and I really appreciate you. Good luck.
thanks.
Good luck.
Let's do this. The fact that I have this mountain of butter and this mountain of flour and it all has to be used is a little bit daunting. I have to nail this shortbread cookie dough. So 2 pounds of flour. It's gonna go right into my food processor. About a cup of sugar, a tablespoon of baking powder, 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt. Worried for this machine because it might overheat, but keep a close eye on it. Okay, and then 1 pound of butter right into here. Okay, I'm gonna give this a pulse. Most of the equipments here that we have aren't really equipped to make big food. I'm trying my best to not break it. So this mixture has gotten a little bit flaky, so I'm gonna add my vanilla into the milk. Let's get together and drizzle it in. Okay, well, it just decided to stop on its own. Sorry. Didn't mean to bother, but this looks so good. By the way, this is only one batch for one dough and it's only vanilla. We actually have to make a chocolate dough as well. I have a lot of work to do, but we're off to a really good start. I wanna shape my dough and it's gonna be great. I hope Jasmine is hungry because this is only one Pocky. Oh man. The blade chopped off a little bit of my spatula. You know, extra flavor. So I'm using a sieve to dust my flour so there are no lumps. I can't believe that this is actually just one Pocky. It's already so massive. Shortbread cookies are very tricky to begin with and they're very delicate. So I know that this is a very sensitive boy right here. It's wanting to fall apart. I'm gonna let this sit in the fridge so it can firm up. That way it'll be easier for me to roll it out. 1 vanilla batch down. I'm going to put this in the fridge for an hour. While I wait for that, I'm gonna make 5 more batches of vanilla and then I can get started on my chocolate. So now all I gotta do are my chocolate batches. The process is pretty much the same thing. The only difference is I'm adding cocoa powder to this batch. I don't know if it's because I have experience just making this dough, but this is becoming really easy to do. Okay, adding in my vanilla to my milk. I think that was the fastest dough I've made yet. It's looking good, guys, looking great. Growing up in Vietnam, there wasn't any Pocky, but there was something similar. It's just like shortbread cookie sticks, and then on the side there would be like sugar dips or like chocolate dips. I didn't have a proper Pocky stick until I came over to America, and that was life-changing. All right, this is going in the fridge. I have 1 more to go and I can move on. Apparently, Pocky was first sold in 1966. That's actually not that long ago. And there are technically over 50 Pocky flavors. Here is my chilled batch of vanilla. This is my chilled batch of chocolate. So after 1 hour in the fridge, it's definitely really firm. So I'm gonna roll this out about 30 to 31 inches long and then about 2 inches wide. I start in the middle right here and just kind of use my fingers to spread out the dough. I just hope that this dough doesn't spread too much when it's baking because I really need it to keep its shape. So this looks like a big baguette, but it's not. It's a giant log of cookie. I'm really scared it's not going to hold its shape. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to wrap it and keep it wrapped while it's baking so it can keep its shape. And for those of you at home that are worried that the plastic will melt, since this is such a big batch of cookie, while it's baking, it's going to create a lot of steam, and the steam is going to keep the plastic from melting. Also, like, make sure that the ends are tight. It's like a big compound butter. Really happy about this. I'm gonna wrap it in aluminum. I have 7 more to go. And once all of this is rolled out, I'm gonna put it into the oven at 300 for 90 minutes. While the giant Pocky sticks are baking, I'm gonna work on my toppings. I have dried strawberries here and Oreos that I'm gonna crush up to make these 2 flavors because Jasmine wants all of them. I'm gonna do strawberries first, and these are freeze-dried strawberries. Run it through a food processor. Oop. And then I'm gonna run it through a sieve so there are no chunks in here. Oh, that looks so good. These will be for the Pocky sticks, and this will be for my snack later. And now I'm going to add in more Oreos for the cookies and cream. Super happy with this. It's actually kind of sticking together because of the cream. Ta-da! I'm nervous. I'm about to work with an insane amount of chocolate, so it's gonna be tough. Guys, I was not kidding when I said there's going to be a lot of chocolate because this is a whole lot of chocolate. I have ruby chocolate, semi-sweet chocolate, and white chocolate. And the white chocolate is for the cookies and cream and matcha flavor. I have to melt all of it, and I'm gonna start with the semi-sweet chocolate. Sorry, that was really loud. I'm trying not to make my water boil because if my water starts to boil, it will ruin the chocolate. So I'm trying to keep it at a simmer. Working with a big giant spatula is very tiring because I can't even hold it like a regular spatula. I'm holding it like it's just a big stick. So this is actually a cheater way of tempering chocolate, adding coconut oil, because this is a really big batch of chocolate that I don't want to mess up and waste. So tempering is basically getting chocolate to a right melted temperature, which is really tricky because it can bloom and it can start to seize up and you can't use that chocolate anymore. If your temperature is too low, the chocolate will melt very slow and it will be a pain in the butt. The chocolate's looking really good, nice and silky. I hope Jasmine's gonna be happy because we're going all out with all of the chocolate flavors for her birthday. I have my white chocolate here, and the first flavor that I'm gonna do is matcha. I'll whisk all of this together. I love the smell of matcha. It's turning out to look like the actual color of the matcha Pocky stick, and I'm really happy about it. That's matcha. Next up, I have my Oreo crumbles here. I'm gonna flavor this chocolate, and that's for the cookies and cream Pocky. Just going to add like 2 pinches of this crumble in here. Going for that like speckled look, I want it to be kind of like a peekaboo, not like, hey, I'm here, you know? I gotta work fast here because I don't want this chocolate to harden and ruin all my hard work. Hi, my name is Toy and welcome to my chocolate shop. This is a lot of chocolate. So we have our semi-sweet chocolate here, ruby chocolate, our cookies and cream, and our matcha. And the only thing missing are my giant Pocky sticks, so check this out. They held up. I'm so happy about that. Okay, these are really, really big. I'm just really happy that they held up and they kept the shape, because that was like the one thing that I was really worried about. These kind of look like baguettes, but no, they are big giant cookies. I just don't want it to be ruined. So I have made an executive decision to pour it over instead of dipping it in because I feel like they're just too fragile to be dipped. Oh, she feels thick, but she feels pourable. So here we go. I love this green color. Okay, Visually, this looks so good. Next, I'm gonna do the cookies and cream, and it's going right on top of the chocolate shortbread. They look so good, but they have these little bubbles in there, so I'm gonna gently tap this. All right, so let's do a comparison right now. This is the matcha twins, and then this is the cookies and cream. So I'm looking at the Oreo right now, and it looks like there's more of these speckled in there. I'm going to add some of this crumbled Oreos onto the cookies and cream. Good job, you're doing great. Now I have the strawberry and the chocolate left to do. The clock is still ticking, so I can't mess up here. You've gotta move quick. Just gonna lightly tap to remove little bubbles. I'm looking at the strawberry right now, and it has little specks of strawberry in there. So I am going to use this strawberry dust from earlier. I'm just gonna dust it right over the top of the strawberry. And here are my version of the giant Pocky sticks. I have cookies and cream, matcha, chocolate, and strawberry. These 4 turned out great. I gotta make 4 more and let them rest for an hour, and then I can party with Jasmine. And here it is, my version of giant Pocky sticks, all boxed up, and I'm ready to party. Jasmine, come on out, please.
Oh my God, Toy, thank you.
Thank you, this is the best birthday. Happy birthday.
Oh my God, it's a party of 2.
Exactly. Matcha, chocolate, strawberry, and cookies and cream.
This literally looks like the exact replica of Pocky. When I was a kid, this is exactly what I hope to be eating.
So, do you wanna dig in?
Yes.
And how should we eat this?
My inner child wants to just take it out and take a big bite into it.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, cheers. Cheers. It's very Pocky.
Oh, really good.
Like, this is making me feel. Are you ready? Oh my God.
Wow. They're like baguettes.
But big cookie.
But big cookie.
The matcha is really good.
Okay, now you try this one.
Okay, here.
These are so luxurious.
They
This
really
is like
are.
elevated Pocky. Tway, this has been such an amazing birthday gift. Thank you so much.
Of course, thank you so much for the challenge. I can now say that I have made my own version of big old giant Pocky sticks. Thanks for watching. In the comments, let me know what I should make big next, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.
So to make this filling, we're going to use this giant apple. Just kidding. We're using just regular sized apples, just 50 pounds of it. Hey, my name is Tway, and welcome to Making It Big, the show where I turn your favorite foods giant. Today, I have my friend Alvin visiting me, and I think he has a special challenge for me. Kind of nervous, but a little bit excited. So, Alvin, come on out.
Yo, yo!
Hi, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I have something special for you.
I'm kind of nervous.
Look, I'm a big dude. This is making it big. I'm gonna do it nice and slow. McDonald's apple pie.
I'm already loving this challenge. I have a few questions for you though. How big exactly?
I'm talking big. Big baby big.
Big baby big.
Yeah. I think you can make it happen.
Does it have to look exactly like this?
I would think that you have to nail the box. The box is the key to my nostalgia.
And then how about these little like design on it?
The
like,
lattice?
Yeah, the lattice.
The lattice is pretty huge.
Okay, fine.
You know what it is too? Is we need to know that's an apple pie.
I guess it's time for me to make my version of the McDonald's apple pie.
Boom.
So first things first, I need to start on the pie dough. And this is 5 pounds of flour right into the bowl. Then I'm going to add some sugar and salt. Taking my little whisk, whisking this all together. This is my favorite part of making pie dough, is the butter. I have 2 pounds of butter in here. So that means 2 pounds of deliciousness. And then I'm going to coat the butter all all of this flour together. And then now I'm taking this pastry blender, aka my Wolverine tool, to really mash in the butter and the flour together. I just need it to get into the consistency of wet sand. So when I think about fast food apple pie, I always think that it's a luxury because growing up, just ordering desserts in general was a luxury. As soon as I was able to make my own money, it was apple pie all day, every day. I'm very happy with my dough. I'm going to add in some ice into this water because I want it to be ice cold. And this right here is the secret ingredient, apple cider vinegar. This is what's going to make my pie crust really flaky. I don't like flaky people, but I love flaky pie. So, and then I'm going to add 3 cups of this water into my pie dough, but no ice goes in the water. Oh my God, there's ice, there's ice! Oh, that's much better. Look at me using my big brain. I'm gonna take my spatula and just fold it in. And we are making a total of 2 batches because we need 1 dough for the bottom and then 1 dough to cover the top. Now I'm gonna go in with my hand and just kind of mold it. Making pie dough is so tricky because it seems very easy, but it's not. Baking in general seems like, yeah, but it's not. This is taking everything in me to not need it, but you can't need pie dough because it'll start to develop gluten and that won't give you a flaky crust, and we want a flaky crust. I'm very happy with how this came together. I'm gonna lay down some saran wrap, and now I bring this bad boy over. Oh my God. I'm going to shape this into a big rectangle so it's easier for me to roll it out later. I'm really happy with this shape. I'm gonna just wrap this up. All right, so this is my first one. I'm going to make 1 more and then let them both rest for an hour. So to make this filling, we're going to use this giant apple. Just kidding. We're using just regular sized apples, just 50 pounds of it. In order to make a giant apple pie, I have to peel and chop a lot of apples. I have a lot of work, so I'm gonna go right into it. This is only therapeutic for like 2-3 apples, and then everything just kind of turns into a blur. So the first time I had a fast food apple pie was when I was in culinary school, actually. It was actually perfection. And now I have this handy dandy apple cutter and apple corer. I'm just gonna go ahead and go for it. This is my first time using this. Oh, I like this. Let's keep peeling. I'm using both green and red apples because the green apple holds up really well when it's cooking, but it's a little bit tart, so I'm mixing it with the red so it's a nice balance. I don't know if you have to be that violent, but I gotta be. It looks like I still have a lot of work to do, so I'll check back in about like an hour. And 50 pounds of peeled and cut apples later, I'm here. And now I'm going to pour some lemon juice right over the top of this to prevent browning and to also cut the sweetness from the apples. Then I'm gonna go over here, adding some cornstarch to a bowl along with some sugar. This is 9 cups of sugar, some salt, and some cinnamon. And this will be my cinnamon sugar mixture that will go right into the apples. And so I'm gonna mix this together with my hands so I could feel that the apples are really gripping onto the cinnamon sugar. This is a bit overwhelming because this is a lot of apples. Wait, I kind of like this. Instead of like playing with slime, I feel like this should be the new wave. Oh, there you go. There's a lot of liquid down here at the bottom of the bowl, and I'm really happy about that because when I cook it down, that's going to give it that like syrupy, it's all going to, look at my nails poking through the gloves. Okay, so these are ready. I'm gonna take them to the stove and cook them. Well, this is the biggest pan that I could find, and I have all 5 burners on. I'm just gonna add in 2 sticks of butter. Yum. So the butter's melted. Now I have to add the apples, but I'm probably gonna have to phone a friend because I can't carry that and put it in at the same time. Oh, well, this is only half of the batch because I don't want to overcrowd the pan. I kind of want to take a bath in this. So, apparently, McDonald's apple pie was the first dessert to be added to their menu in 1968. That's older than my mom. So the original apple pie was fried instead of baked like how it is today. I would prefer it fried. Can they bring that back? McDonald's uses a variety of 6 different American-grown apples. Fuji, Gala, Golden Delicious, Ida Red, Jonah Gold, and Rome apples. The filling is done and it looks so good. It smells even better, by the way. I'm gonna need some help carrying this to over there. Kelly! Here we go. I'm hungry. This looks so good. This is only one batch. I have another batch to cook down. After that, I'm gonna cool them and put them in the fridge. Now it's time to roll out my dough. I have like roughly 20 pounds of dough right here, both for the bottom and for the top. I'm gonna roll the bottom out to the size of this sheet pan right here. So I'm dusting my surface and my rolling pin with flour just so my dough doesn't stick. Oh, let's get one out. I feel like I'm unwrapping a present. It is a present, actually, that I made for myself. Regular pie dough is already difficult to roll out as is, like just regular size, but this is a whole block. Let's go. I feel like this is going nowhere. This pie is definitely going to hit after this workout. Alvin better like this pie, or else. So this part is actually not only difficult because it's 10 pounds of pie dough, but I have to make sure that it stays cold so the butter doesn't melt. I'm gonna flip it over again just so the butter doesn't get warm. And about 10 minutes later, I am here with a full sheet pan size of pie dough. I think I am ready to transport this into the tray. And I do have a special little thing I want to introduce to you guys. This is called a pan extender, and you basically put it in the baking tray, and this is going to support the pie filling. I'm gonna roll this dough up. My heart is beating so fast. And okay. We're in. Now I'm just kind of pinching the dough to the edge just so it can stay up. So the hardest part about making pie is the temperature. You have to keep it at a cold temperature so the butter can stay put. If the butter starts to melt, then the whole pie dough starts to kind of fall apart, and then in the oven it falls apart, it gets soggy, and then you get a soggy pie. And we don't want a soggy pie, we want a nice and flaky pie. This is all nice and folded. Now I have to put all of this filling into the pie, and I gotta move fast. This is so much apple. If you've ever wanted to see what 50 pounds of pie filling looks like, this right here. Then I'm gonna fold this in. And the egg wash is basically an adhesive for the top dough to stick. Okay, I'm nervous. This is so difficult. I'm gonna trim off some extra pie dough on the side right here so it's easier for me to tuck it. And the reason why I'm tucking it is because we are making sure that it's nice and sealed so the filling doesn't spill out. Whoever said it's as easy as pie, they're lying. They've never made pie before. This is pretty warm, so I'm gonna pop this in the freezer so I can cut out the little design on top. So I made a special little stencil that I'm going to use to cut the top of the pie. I'm gonna lay my stencil down here. I have my paring knife and my ruler. I'm ready. Let's go. I'm feeling kind of nervous, but the ruler is giving me a lot of confidence. Oh, it moved. Okay, and I gotta move fast because this is nice and cold right now and I don't want it to melt. Oh, that looks so good. This stencil was such a good idea because this would have been a mess with no stencil. Moment of truth. Yay! Egg wash so it can look nice and golden. And then I'm going to sprinkle on some turbinado sugar. This is to add some texture to the pie, and also visually it looks really, really pretty. Into the oven this goes. I hope that it works out. I need someone to help me, please. Oh. Wow. Okay. So this is actually 70 pounds because it's 50 pounds of filling by itself, and then we have to account for the dough, and that's another 20 pounds. So 70 pounds of pie. And this big baby is going to stay in here for 4 hours. Good luck. I'll see you in 4 hours. All right, so the pie is done. The box is also done. I'm really, really excited for Alvin to see this. So Alvin, please come on out.
Yo! What? I can't believe this is happening.
What's your rating on the box?
10 out of 10. Who did that? How do you do that?
Do you want to do the honors of pulling the pie out of the box?
Oh! Whoa! No way. Wow. That is legit an apple pie. Look at the caramel. It's perfect.
How many pounds do you think this is?
Just by opening it, it felt like it was like a 50-pound behemoth.
It's actually 70 pounds.
70 pounds, you can't even travel with that. This is beyond what I was expecting. I can't believe you can make anything this big.
Let's cut right into this, baby.
Look at the layering. All right, I'm gonna do one big slice. Ooh, look at that. That is a real apple pie.
Cheers.
That's perfect.
I'm very impressed with myself. This is crazy.
Flavor is magnified
Yeah.
10 times. I don't think I can eat the entire thing, but I can give it a damn real good try.
Well, this has been such a fun project to work on. Thank you for the challenge.
Of course.
I can say that I have made a 70-pound pie now.
And it was delicious.
So in the comments below, let us know what we should make next. See you next time.
Hey.
I have 4 pounds of mushrooms right here, so I'm gonna be here for a minute. Wait, there's a food processor? Yes, I would love to use the food processor. Please. Hey, what's up? My name is Tway, and welcome to Making It Big, the show where I turn your favorite food and make it giant. I have a very special guest with me here today, Mr. Báhn.
Hi, Tway.
Hi. Thank you so much for being here.
For having me.
I'm really nervous about this challenge because, I mean, by the looks of the bamboo steamer, I kind of know what you're gonna challenge me to, but I don't know what kind, so let's see.
Báhn.
Of course, it's a soup dumpling, the hardest one to make.
You really think so?
Yes, absolutely. Soup dumplings, it's incredibly difficult to make just this size.
I really wanted to challenge you today.
How big do you want me to make this?
I want big.
Like how big?
Like I want to carry it like this big.
Oh, you want to like hug it?
Yeah.
That's a really big challenge, dude. You couldn't just like challenge me to make like a gyoza or something.
No, I could have, but I didn't want to.
I accept your challenge. I will make a giant soup dumpling. Let's get started. For soup dumplings, we need to make soup. So I'm gonna be using an Instant Pot for this. This is my chicken stock. That's gonna go in. Then adding some flavor to it. So soy sauce, some ginger, garlic, green onions. And this is a little cheat code. This is ham. It's going to add some nice flavor to the broth without having to add some actual bones into it. Give this a nice little stir. This is probably the easiest part of the soup dumpling. So the dumpling is shaped like a purse, which I think is really cute. That's a cute purse. Can you edit a dumpling purse for me? And the more pleats that you have at the top, that means whoever's making your dumpling is very skilled. So today, I'm gonna try my best to make as many pleats as possible. Maybe like 100, maybe less. We'll see. This looks like it's going to be done, so I'm gonna strain it and then add my gelatin. This smells so good. So good. I think it's the ham and the soy that is giving this really savory smell. I wish I can drink this right now, but I have to bloom my gelatin. This is actually not the traditional way of making it. I'm using gelatin because I'm making a big giant dumpling, so I don't want to risk it not setting. And I also can't just add this gelatin right into the hot water. I have to bloom it with cold water because hot water is going to kill the gelatin, meaning it's not gonna help it bloom. Then I'm gonna strain it. Look at that color. You can tell just by looking at it that it has so much flavor. Pour this right into my sheet tray. This is going to take 4 hours, so in the meantime, I'm going to make my dough. Usually dumpling dough is really easy to make. I usually use all-purpose flour, but since this is a big giant dumpling, I'm going to use bread flour and cake flour instead. Bread flour has more gluten, so I feel like it has more structure to hold the dumpling better. 5.5 cups of bread flour, and then cake flour will keep it tender. A little salt, give it all a whisk. Then I have hot water. So the bread flour, I'm just kind of taking an educated guess. I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. I hope that it will hold up like I thought it would, but we'll see. Okay, time to get messy. So my first time ever having soup dumplings was here in America. I don't think there's any soup dumplings in Vietnam, maybe now since it's so popular. And the first time I had a soup dumpling, I burned my mouth because I just didn't know what to expect. But the flavor, it was insane. I've never had anything juicier and I was hooked. I'm gonna put it out on the table and then knead it until it turns smooth. So usually when I make dumplings, the dough is probably half this size and it makes like 50 dumplings, but this is the dough for one. This is probably gonna take me a hot minute. My arms are actually feeling really good, feeling strong. If you hate the gym, get in the kitchen. So in culinary school, making dough, we actually had to fight over the mixer. There were only like 4 to a class, so most of us had to do this by hand. I'm getting flashbacks. This dough feels pretty good. All I need to do is check. Yep, and it bounces back, so it's ready. My baby's gonna rest for 30 minutes. This is 5 pounds of pork. That's a lot of meat for one dumpling. So let's get to it. I have some scallions here. So for the scallions, I'm using both the whites and the greens. It both offers a really nice texture to the filling. I love the smell of just raw green onions. And this goes right into the pork. Then I have some baby portobellos here that I'm just going to mince up. Oh, I'm just kidding. Okay, this is a product of one mushroom. I have 4 pounds of mushrooms right here, so I'm gonna be here for a minute. Wait, there's a food processor? Yes, I would love to use the food processor, please. Okay, 4 pounds of minced baby portobello mushrooms, courtesy of my bestie, the food processor later. I'm gonna add it straight into the meat, and I love mushrooms because it has a natural umami flavor to it, and it has a meaty texture. And then for my seasoning, I'm going to add in soy sauce, Shaoxing wine, a little bit of sesame oil, salt, and white pepper. About like a full bulb of garlic here. I'm just going to grate. This is pretty much the amount of garlic I put in my regular dumpling filling anyways, because I love garlic. Ben is a foodie, so I really hope that he likes garlic, but if he doesn't, then I guess I'll have a really big dumpling to myself. And then now I'm gonna grate some ginger. It's great in dumplings, great in dumpling sauce. What is a dumpling without some ginger? This is my favorite part. Time to mix it all together. All of this is filling for just one dumpling. Like, this is actually kind of insane, and I'm kind of concerned if it's actually gonna cook all the way through. But hey, that's what good pork dumpling filling sounds like. Okay, I'm kind of avoiding this because this is the moment of truth. It's assembly time, meaning I have to roll the dough out, put this bad boy in the dough and then try to pleat. Now I have all of my components and I'm ready to assemble. I actually had to take this part out, this right here, the bottom of this one out. This is too shallow for the big dumpling to sit in. So this gives it a nice deep wall so it can hold up the big dumpling. I'm going to line this first. I have Napa cabbage here. I'm going to just line the bottom and the sides so the dumpling doesn't stick. I'm just kind of working with hopes and dreams over here. Okay, I'm gonna dust my surface so my dough doesn't stick. Roll out my dough. I'm gonna roll this out into a nice thin circle. I thought this dough was going to be harder to roll out, but it's actually not because it's very stretchy, very hydrated. Now I'm gonna measure this, 18 inches in diameter. Time to transfer this dough into my basket. Okay, so far, so good. Now, I'm gonna add this filling. Man, this smells so good. This is just an insane amount of filling for one dumpling. I really, really hope that all of this pork gets cooked. And I hope that my dough doesn't fall apart on me some way, somehow. This is a tricky one. Okay, all my meat is in. So I'm making a little well in my meat mixture so I can put the soup into the soup dumpling. This is gelatin soup, and this is actually how they put the soup into the soup dumpling. Look at that! Wow, I love it. Brushing some water onto my dumpling wrapper so when I start to pleat it, it can stick together. I'm gonna start right here because it kind of looks like a little pleat right here already. So I'm just gonna grab. So the more pleats means the more skilled. Let's see if I can get 100. I'm on my 5th pleat. Just trying to be as gentle as possible. The small pleats aren't really working out for me, so I think I might just, I gotta just do the bigger pleats. I didn't get 100 pleats. I got about like 14. Not skilled, but not as bad as I thought it would be. There's a little bit of extra dough here. I'm just gonna snip it off. See? Aesthetics. Okay, this looks good. Fold this back. I really, really hope this works. No going back now. Oh man. I'm gonna put the basket in this. I have boiling water ready for me. Get this bad boy up here. And I'm gonna let this steam for 2 hours. So while my dumpling is steaming away, I'm going to start on my sauce. I have some ginger right here that I'm just gonna cut into thin slices. Perfect. The ginger really gives the sauce a nice aroma and just flavor. Now I have black vinegar and soy sauce here. I like to add a little bit more black vinegar than soy sauce. Usually people like to do equal parts, but I love my sauce to be very acidic. And I'm just gonna measure it with my heart. This reminds me of, and 2 shots of vodka. And then I have a little bit of chili flakes here. This is not just some regular old chili flakes. This is Thai chili flakes. I'm gonna let this sit so the flavors can start to develop and marry with each other. That's it. 2 hours later. Dude, Ben is gonna freak out. This looks really good. Let's plate this and get it ready for Ben. Okay, my heart is actually racing because I cannot wait to show Ben this. Ben, I have something for you. Welcome back.
Wow.
Are you ready?
I don't know if I am. Oh my God. You really made a giant soup dumpling.
Compared to
Wow. How did you do this? It's so good.
so much trial and error. I think this has to be the most challenging challenge yet. So this is a total of 5 pounds of meat,
Okay.
4 pounds of mushrooms in the filling.
Wow.
And the dough by itself is 3 pounds. I got
we're
us
gonna-
some boba straws. I thought it would be fun for us to kind of just drink the soup.
Sure.
Let's do it. Thoughts?
I love it.
Okay, should we dig into this
Yes,
dumpling?
yes, we should.
The only way to go about this is to cut it like a cake.
Sure.
Would this be considered like a meat pie now?
Yeah.
Insane. Okay, I low-key was worried that it might not be cooked through, but we're good, it's cooked through.
It's perfect.
Yes! So this
Right.
is just a regular dumpling sauce, soy sauce, black vinegar, ginger, and then we have some chili oil over there.
Great.
Wow!
It tastes like a soup dumpling.
Perfect.
It checks out almost all the boxes. I mean, the biggest difference between this and a small one is when you bite into a small one, it explodes in your mouth.
Right.
And like half the time you might even burn your mouth when you eat a soup dumpling,
Exactly.
right? So besides that, it's pretty spot on.
That's because you just don't got a big enough mouth.
Yeah, maybe. Can you imagine if I would have picked it up and
I think I checked off all of the boxes, to be honest.
okay, I'll give it to you.
Thank you, thank you. Well, this has been really fun. Thank you so much for challenging me. I can officially say that I made a big soup dumpling. In the comments down below, let me know what I should make big next.